So, good morning. Happy Tuesday to you all. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and we're moving on with our Grungy Lapbook. Oh dear, right, so while you were gone, what did I do? Well, as you can see, I have now got this beautiful mouldy looking book. Really old looking, looks like it's been left out in an old shed and it's got damp and obviously marked up. How did I do that? Well, I simply, let's open it because this is how you saw it last. I simply took my ground espresso distress oxide and I rubbed it on like that. That's what I did. Okay, I'll do the rest later because obviously I don't want it getting too wet because we want to handle it. And then I took coffee and tea water and I just squirted it in droplets like that onto there. I then took a kitchen towel, and this is the one that I used, and look at that, that's going to be awesome. I'm going to use that, and I just screwed it all up. I've got a lighter area there, so I'm going to use that now, and I just dabbed it away like that. And at first I thought, well, that didn't really work, did it? That was the thought that I had, and look, it left that on there. We'll leave that to dry again. And it dried the way you see it on the outside. So I'm just going to close that in because I want to work on the cover with you today. Okay, beautiful, isn't it? I almost don't want to cover it up, but we do need a layered cover. So I've got a piece of corrugated card that I did exactly the same to, but obviously that's going to be too similar. So we are going to need layers underneath. So what have I got? Well, I have got a tea dyed envelope, one of these ones that's got the straight side rather than a V, and I thought if we put that down on there, then we'll have a flippy flap, which we all like a flip flap, don't we? I've got some of this eco dyed fabric that I did with you, I think it was last summer, and I thought maybe that would cover our flap, so then that will look like that. But then we want to add more age to it because we've got it looking aged with the colour and everything. So then I found this old French, well, it's actually a magazine, not a newspaper, and it's got the date October 1923 on it. And I wondered if maybe that could sit there. What do we think? Like that. I've also got a couple of my Home Chat magazine pages which also have dates on. So I could, instead of using that one, I could maybe use that one. I don't know if I prefer it going that way. Let's tear a bit of that off and see what we think. So I think it's going to be about there. So we could put that sort of down low. We've got this going up a bit. We can definitely see the date there and the book page number. And then I'm thinking this could be glued to that front flap of the envelope. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different layers going on, and then we can put something on this corrugated card. I've got this lovely web paper here, so maybe we could have sort of a piece of that. Then maybe we could have the October on there. Could maybe tear this down It's amazing. This is so much thicker than that. And yet, well, this is more modern, isn't it? Because that's 1898 and this is 1923. So we could come on it that way, don't we? So we've got the torn edge showing. So we could have that like that. And then I feel like we need perhaps a paper doll type thing. Now I've got an envelope full of my own paper dolls here. These are not the Tim Holtz ones. These are ones that I've cut out from, oh, we've got Mr. Cray there. He wasn't 23, was he? I've got my own, move it over, my own collection here. So we've got this lady doing her washing, but she's maybe a bit too big because we're not going to see that date, are we? That's too modern. That's too wide. And it's just a case of flicking through really until we find. We've got a soldier. No, that doesn't work. Queen Victoria, Prince Albert. They really should be in that journal I've just made. Now this is the right timeline because Titanic was 1912, wasn't it? And that's 23 and 98. So that does work time-wise. He's rather dashing, isn't he? Right, Claire, you need to make a decision. You can't just keep flicking. But, you know, get your magazines, get your books out and cut yourself some paper dolls because you end up with all different sizes, exactly the same as you would buy in the kits. And if you look at the right sorts of books, the vintagey books that we buy, then there'll be the right colour tones as well. So another little tidbit for you. Right, so let's move them out of the way. Put that over there. That table's a bit wet, well I just sprayed. Get rid of that. Okay, so now let's have a look at this. I know you're upside down, I do apologise. What if we went that way and that way, like so, and then do we want to go with this one, the Titanic? I am a bit partial to Titanic. That sounds awful, doesn't it? Because it was such a disaster, but it is something that has always fascinated me. I think she, whilst it's quite fitting, and I think that's the right sort of time era, although actually no, that might be nearer 50s, so we don't want that one. Right, so Titanic, or is that a bit sad? They're too modern, I think. Or do we go for this dashing gent here? I bet you're all shouting at me and saying, use that, use that. And I bet I'm going to use the opposite one. That's usually what happens, isn't it? Because if we do that, we are going to need something down here because he's got no soldiers, has he? He's got no shoulders. So if we're going to put something down the bottom now, what would it be? Oh, I have got some of these Tim Holtz file folders cut here. I wonder if we could almost pop him inside the file folder like that. We could do that, but I feel like this is the wrong paper. Have I got, I've got a brownie one here, it's got compasses on it. I don't know why we'd want compasses, but we could maybe and then we could maybe put some tickets or something in there with him, couldn't we? I think that's the only brown one, or the brown E one that I've got. Yeah, no, they seem to be a bit sort of a bright. I suppose the answer is I could cut another one out of some plain card. Or, you know what I could do, probably? Let's move these. What I could probably do is get a book page, move this over. I can turn it round the other way, like so, and I can ink it. That's one of the reasons we have our inks, Claire. Now, I've got to find a brush. Where's my inking brush gone? Without jogging the camera. Okay, so this is the archival sepia. Get plenty on there. Start on the edge and come round. So we get the darker edges. Open it up. And then we've got it inked up. And now it is brown. Just like that. Ta-da! Okay. Turn it over. Let's look. We need to ink those edges, even though they've got the pattern on. Just tone that a little bit more. And I think we are good to go here. So, we obviously want something on the front of there, don't we? But we can worry about that later. So, to bring this back in, I'm going to pop this under him. Do you want it? Oh, we need it at that angle, don't we? And we need it further over, like that. So, if I lift that up, we want that top edge, so it's this bit here. Okay, and he's going to go like that. So that's him, and then I'm just going to not ink, we've done the inking. I'm going to glue this up and stick that shut. Oh, I was going to put some tickets or something in there, wasn't I? Oh, well, it's stuck up now. Oh well. Right, so that's that. Do we want a little bit of ink on his face just to take away a little bit of that black and white and just add a little bit more age? Okay, that's him. Right. So this wispy web is going at the bottom. So that's going there, like so. This we've got to be careful with because it's very brittle. And we're just going to glue that up. And that's going up the top, like so. And then this is going to get his head right up in that shaped corner there. So you can see the date and you can see that. Yep. So again, we'll glue him. Now we've got quite a lot going on in the front here. And it's going to get a lot of handling and bashed around. So I'm also going to put a little bit of Yoo-hoo around the edge just to double make sure that we don't get any incidents. Okay, let's put that with his head in that space. That's what we want. And then give it a good press down. And we'll leave that flat over there for a moment. We're going to look at this. So that's going on first. So we're going to glue this, and again, very brittle. So being careful not to tear it. And it's going about there. Like so. Then I'm going to take that off. We're going to put some glue on there, and we're going to fold that in to that space there. Okay, and then we need to get some fabric glue in here. So okay, and we need this I don't necessarily want the title of the article showing, so I'll just move it. That's not straight, is it, Claire? About there. Open that up. Let's flatten out our book. Let's give that a good stick down. Okay, so that's going to go like that. And then right, we don't want it overlapping. Right, I need to close it back up again because I need to see that it's all central, because that's going to bug me otherwise. I think we want it there like that, not interfering with the date. You can sort of see the home chat. Got lots of layers there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm not really sure where it was going to sit on here. So I'm just going to sort of glue through the middle, and we'll put glue on him as well. Sorry, you probably can't see, I'll probably come out of camera. Naughty Claire. Right, I'm going to stick a little bit of Yoo-hoo on there for the same reason. Just sort of through the middle, just to ensure. And then we'll pick this up. And that is going to sit there. Oh, I never thought about that, did I? Silly woman, I never thought about that not opening. Now there you go. What stupid woman I am. I totally never thought about the overhang there. So, where is the end of the envelope? Okay. If you've got something that is going to be flipping open, make sure that it can flip open. Oh, that's quite funny. Oh dear. That is really quite funny. Hey, don't listen to me. Go and watch somebody who knows what they're doing. I want to... I just want to try and get my ink line back. There we go. See, problem solved. There's no such thing as a mistake. It just, you know, there's something that needs altering, that's all. Okay, so this is what we've got now. Let's turn around so you can see. So this is going to flip open. And we can put something else there. And that's going to... So, shut again. So what do we want on the back here and underneath? Now I've got some photographs here. There's a lovely vintage photo here. I believe this is a Sam Paul. So we can put that, or do we want her on there? Now it says spring clean the bicycle. So I feel like we need some kind of bike image, which I know I did have. I don't know what I've done with it now. But anyway, right, so let's, I think the G Kerr, I believe her vintage ladies, there's a bicycle photo. This is just printed on basic 80-gram copier paper. Obviously if I was trying to make it into a cabinet card or something like that, then I would glue it onto cardboard, or in this case we're going to glue it onto this envelope, aren't we, to pretty that up. So move that over there like that, get our grubby page in, get some ink on this. Circles with my brush. I'm sure you all know how to ink, don't you? You don't need me to give you a lesson on inking. I mean, I'm not an expert myself, so... Right, that's that. I'm going to get this glued. Like so. We're going to put this towards there, like that, because we can add something to the side and the bottom here. I'm still looking at this man. I'm not going to put it in. I just feel like some people might find it a little bit too depressing if I put that in there. I've got some of this lovely green ledger paper, and I'm going to tear off a section out there, because that is going to cover up that blue. So we just need to tear it off. At just under 20, like that. Just give it a little bit of an ink. So I don't think I've asked, so I do apologise. Is everybody happy, safe and well? Doing your crafting. So just gluing this up. like so. And then I'm going to open this up, slide that in there, and I want to get it, that's it, on a bit of an angle. You know me, I don't really like things straight. And then when that closes, that will close across there like that. That's going to be lovely. Okay, we need something to come down here and across here, and we need something on there. So also what we need is we need a bit of a closure for this front. So I'm going to need a bit of a closure like that. No, maybe not. I think it's probably going to be strong enough to stay shut on its own actually. So no closure for that bit, I've decided. Right, oh, small avalanche under my desk. Don't worry about it, I'll sort it out when you've gone. It's rude to be tidying up when you've got visitors. I'll do it when you've left. So maybe some of this broad anglaise, it's a bit too long and it's quite wide. What else have I got in my lace drawer? I feel like I sort of want a scrap of lace rather than, although the other thing is we've got a man on the front. We don't really want the lace hanging out, do we? Or do we? No, I don't think we do. See, I'm chatting away to myself. Aha! This is probably where this comes in. Yes. So what I'm going to do is tear this across here like this. And I'm going to, obviously we've got 2 layers, so we've got twice as much for our money. And I wonder if we just sort of screw that up on there. What does that look like under there? Right. So what I want to do is I want to sort of make a bit of a gather like this. Like so. Line that up there and pull that off. So it's just a bit like using a napkin really. And then we flick it over and we've got all this rough edge here. I will cover this in PVA so that it gets firm and it won't break. Okay, but first of all what we need is fabric glue under there because that's not sticking. That's Boo you can hear charging around as usual. There you go. Okay, now we need some kind of label or something to go on there. So let me have a little look in my my bits and pieces over here. What have I got in here? No. That's not quite grungy enough, is it? All My dear near missus, I really don't know. No. Okay, well I'm probably going to have to come back to that because everything feels like a no at the moment on there. So I'll have to rethink that piece later. But, and also we want something on there, don't we? What have I got in my box of bits up here? That's an empty box, so there's nothing in that one. But in my butterflies here, what have we got here? So we have got, we don't really want butterfly, but one of those things would probably be a really good idea. But they've all got butterflies in, haven't they? Of course they have. Oh, we've got that. That'll work nicely. He's not really going to be playing bingo, is he? Imperial Habana, oh, it's fabric, maybe, because we've got red on there. See, and I'm just fishing through, seeing what I can find that just might work, basically. Maybe one of these tatty Tim Holtz butterflies will work. Let's have a look. So, we don't want a bow, do we? Definitely not. Right, so I'm thinking if we tear this across there like that, and we take some scissors, trim this out properly. Like so, as always, not straight. We can put that on there, and we can put that across there. Do we even need to look at it, sorry people. Right, first of all, I'm gonna do some inking on this and see where we go with that. Get it a little bit darker than the orangey yellow that it is. I like that it's got the water stain on it as well. So if we put this, we've got to make sure we don't overlap that fold, Claire. And then if we ink our ticket, got to ink everything, haven't we? We haven't got to, but it just looks so much nicer. So I'm going to cut that hole out. Like so. Right, do we now want probably you can't see the butterfly when you put both of them on, so I'm thinking you only want one of these. Sorry, I know I keep going quiet. I do apologise. It's because I'm trying to decide what to do here. And that's why sometimes filming is really hard, because there's lots of quiet time while you make a decision. Right, do you know what? I'm not going to take up any more of your time while I ponder about what to do. So we're just going to look at this. You see, that's the bit that I did at the beginning, and you can see how it's gone that to match that almost. Look, yeah, that's all I did. Maybe more layering of it, but that's all I did. So there you go. We have today created our, well, I created that before, but we've looked at how to create the grungy looking old book, and we've got this front created here. When I come back, I will have sorted that out and you can see what I did. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe. I'll be back very soon. Bye bye for now.